Well, it's great to be here.
What is the SEC doing regarding crypto?
Well, I think our policies and our approach for the last several years have been just really a disaster for the whole industry. We have been setting this policy through enforcement. We've done nothing to provide guidance on it. And as a result, this is being shaped by the courts. And different courts have ruled different ways. I think what this Wells notice is, and while I won't comment on the specifics of this litigation, the Wells, what has gone on is part of a broader frustration with the fact that we have not provided interpretive guidance as to what you can and cannot do. And if you are involved in some sort of securities offering, how you register, how you get regulated as a broker dealer, how you get registered as an exchange.
What's going up, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you guys here today. There is some contention inside of the SEC, as we can see here. This stemmed obviously from the Crypto.com Wells notice, but this has to do with lots and lots of turmoil that's going on inside of the SEC fighting against Gary Gensler. Today we have an awesome video for you, lots to cover. Obviously the SEC scenario there, plus we have the fact that XRP, Ripple the company, is filing a countersuit against the SEC. We're going to cover that into more detail today. We're also going to be looking into Ripple launches crypto custody services for banks. We've been talking about this for a long time. More news on that. Speaking of banks building on XRP, Monic, we chose to build on the XRP ledger and leverage its advanced technology. XRP going to be launching ATMs. Joel Katz locked in on an XRP vending machine. Speaking of banks, TD Bank getting the largest fine in history. Also, if you guys are not paying attention, Ryan Salam, one of Sam Bankman-Fried's top lieutenants at FTX, finally running out of road. He's going to jail, but he has some great things to say about what's going on in the crypto world. He was recently interviewed on Tucker Carlson. We'll show this video. We'll cover this great tweet from Oscar Ramos, lays out everything that's great going on for XRP. Chris Larsen donated $1 million in XRP to Kamala Harris, why that's actually a good thing for crypto, and so much more in today's video. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Ryan Huggins. I'm a real estate and crypto investor here in Southern California, and my job is to bring you the most up-to-date information I can on the crypto market for you. Before we dive in, please note that the opinions in this video are for informational and educational purposes only and do not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All investments, including cryptocurrencies, carry risks and potential losses. Always do your own research and consult a licensed financial advisor. We are not licensed financial advisors, and relying on our content for financial decisions is at your own risk. By watching, you are agreeing that we are not responsible for any losses or damages, and we do not guarantee specific results or outcomes. Some links below may be affiliate links, and we earn commissions, which helps support value-based videos like this. We also hold positions in some discussed cryptocurrencies because we only talk about what we believe in. However, this should not be interpreted as a recommendation for you to do the same. With that being said, let's dive right into the video. We're going to start off with this video right here from Emil at Crypto Barbie. Wow, Arrington Capital CEO Michael Arrington on the use case of XRP.
The tribalism in this industry is insane. So there's Bitcoin maximalists, but everybody agrees, XRP sucks, and I don't really get it, right? I mean, they're a legitimate company. They don't pretend to be something they're not, and they're really good at one thing: moving money fast and cheap. And it's fantastic. It fills a big need, and for a hedge fund like us to be able to denominate in Ripple and XRP, I just did the same thing, is really, really, really good. We did our first close. We moved north of $50 million into the company in Ripple and XRP in like 2 seconds, and it cost 30 cents. Now that is amazing. There's no way to do that with fiat or Bitcoin. There's just no way to do it that fast and that cheaply, and so it serves a really useful need for us. And then also when our LPs eventually redeem, hopefully never, but when they want some of the money back, we just send it in XRP again, and there's no 3-day wait for international wires or 1-day wait for US wires. We're not paying wire fees and all that. It's just, I don't understand why that's hard to understand. And so the religious wars aside, the tribalism aside, it does some things really well, and we love it for that. That being said, just because we're denominated in XRP, I'm not a special pleader for XRP. I don't work for them. The company itself is not our LP. Other people who had XRP are. I like them. I think they're great, but they're like less than 5% of our asset base at this point. Like, we do invest in XRP, but most of our investments are in other things.
That was an amazing informational piece right there on XRP, the quick and easy movement of money. Now, if you're new here and you're just new into XRP, you're learning because you hear it and you want to know more about it. Well, this is it, right? So when it comes to making money, having money, moving money, XRP through the Ripple company is potentially the world in the future, right? So in the future, the world moving money because of Ripple, banks, businesses, hedge funds, big giant corporations, they need to be able to move money, and they need to be able to move money simply and effectively. And that's why XRP's use case is so powerful. Another day, another award for Ripple, the company. Of course, XRP being a part of that, Ripple has been named this year's Tearsheet Co. Power Payments winner. We just went over another one yesterday, continuing to win awards every single day. This award embodies a remarkably innovative year, not only at Ripple, but for the entire payments industry. So when it comes to use cases, Ripple and XRP continues to show that they have a specific use case that they're always going to be good at. And this is just Ripple and the transfer of money, not to mention the XRP ledger, which if we simply take a look here at xrpl.to, tons and tons of coins, new projects launching on the ledger every single day. In fact, I'm going to talk about one of the projects that we're most excited about because there's a game that you can actually earn tokens every single day. Literally learn how to earn money in crypto, XRP, in less than 10 minutes a day with the #1 play to earn game on the XRP ledger. I'll get into this at the end, but I've got my whole entire program started now. I'm going to show you guys how the game works, how it plays at the end of this video. If you want to bookmark that, there's a link down in the description, the very first link in the description of this video. You can click that, bullrunners.com/Cryptoland. Go watch the video, learn how to play it yourself. There's tons and tons of information on how to play it. And just in, we covered this a second ago, but Ripple's co-founder, no longer with Ripple as the CEO, but he donated $1 million in XRP to Kamala Harris. Why is this important?
An FEC filing just out this week shows that the Ripple Labs co-founder Chris Larsen donated $1 million in the XRP token to the Future Forward Super PAC. Now, that committee is supporting the VP's run for the White House and began accepting donations in digital tokens back in September. All in, Larsen has given a total of around $1.9 million to support Harris's campaign.
Now, it doesn't matter who you're voting for or what this is, but XRP being involved in politics is important. And as we can see here from a tweet from Zach Rector, Chris Larsen just forced disclosure of XRP to the masses by donating to Kamala. Now, this is a great move because of the fact that the campaign obviously has to show that it was received money, and it received money in XRP. We do know, obviously, that the SEC case is going on. We do know also the appeal from the SEC has nothing to do with the legality of XRP for us regular retail owners of crypto. But what's great about this is it's going to force the SEC to acknowledge that XRP is out there. And taking a look in the comment section, everyone's really excited. Even this one right here from Darth G. Is it a securities transaction? Wait, if they cash it out to cash, does that become an unregistered securities transaction too? Oh. So people are calling this as an excellent chess move by Chris Larsen for them getting involved in the political sphere with the XRP token donated specifically. All right, and then this post from Oscar Ramos talking about all of the great things that are happening right now. If you hold XRP, by the way, if you'll notice the background is green today, we'll get into the charts here as well, see what's going on. Are we finally going to break above that 10 exponential moving average on the daily charts that we talked about, giving us that momentum to the upside? It's rejecting at that level now. Will it surge through? We're going to find out. But as this post right here says, if you hold XRP, got breaking news for you. #1, Ripple cross appeals to the SEC. We've got a great article on that we'll be covering here in just a minute. XRP price holds after Bitcoin drops under 60K. Now, we have seen Bitcoin also rebound today, which is really powerful. SEC commissioner calls approach to crypto a disaster. We saw the video of that in the beginning of this. Ripple launches crypto storage for banks. the SEC sues another company, Crypto.com, as we know, Ripple CEO and CLO, to put up an end to the SEC once and for all. And then Trump is currently leading over Kamala Harris in the polls. Gary might be fired soon and exploding the price of XRP in the very coming months.
If the SEC appeals, then it is highly likely that Ripple will cross appeal and argue that the judge got it wrong about the institutional sales and certainly got it wrong about the ODL sales, that neither of those were, in fact, investment contracts that satisfy the Howey test. So this happens all the time. If the other party appeals and you didn't have a complete and utter total victory, then you cross appeal, to
Appeal the appeal.
Stuart Alderati also talking about the cross appeal here. Stuart put a thread together, says here, the SEC lost on all key points, and that's why they appealed. Today, Ripple cross appealed to ensure nothing is left on the table, including the argument that there can't be an investment contract without there being essential rights and obligations found in the contract. Importantly, the SEC said they aren't appealing the ruling that XRP itself isn't a security. They even apologized in another case for suggesting a token itself could be a security. That's the law, and an appeal on these other issues don't change it. Last year, the SEC unsuccessfully tried to take an early appeal of the rulings that Ripple's XRP sales on exchanges and Ripple's other XRP distributions, like to employees, developers, weren't securities. They'll likely go after these again, and they will lose both again. And we look forward to the Federal Court of Appeals finally putting a stake in the heart of Gensler's misguided attack on their industry. So very strong words coming from Stuart Alderati. And if you're not aware of Stuart, who he is, he's the chief legal officer at Ripple, over 35 years of legal experience and expertise in regulatory affairs and complex litigation. And that brings us over here to the article I wanted to cover with you guys. Ripple Labs escalates dispute with the SEC, files notice of cross appeal. This one's by Anna Paula Prieria. Ripple Labs has filed a notice of cross appeal in its ongoing legal battle with the United States SEC. In October 10th filing, the U.S. District Court of Southern New York, Ripple disclosed plans to take its cross appeal to a higher court, specifically the Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. The notice is a legal step formally to register a cross appeal. The Court of Appeals will review both the original appeal by the SEC, which its notice will be filed on October 2nd, Ripple's cross appeal to determine if any legal or procedural errors were made in a decision from August 7th. During that time, a federal judge ordered Ripple Labs to pay a $125 million civil penalty for violating securities laws. The regulator previously requested that the courts impose a $2 billion fine against Ripple, while Ripple argued that any penalty should not exceed $10 million. And here is the actual appeal here. Notice of cross appeal to the United States Court of Appeals in the Second Circuit. The legal dispute between the blockchain company and the U.S. financial watchdog started in 2020 when the SEC alleged that Ripple sales of its cryptocurrency token, XRP, constituted an unregistered securities offering. In a key decision in July of 2023, Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that Ripple's sales of XRP to institutional investors violated securities laws, while its programmatic sales to the broader public and distributions to employees and developers did not constitute security sales. The Howey test is what determines whether a transaction qualifies as an investment contract and thus falls under U.S. securities laws. According to the test, a transaction is considered an investment contract if it involves an investment of money and a common enterprise with the expectations of profit derived primarily from the efforts of others. So basically, if you were to have bought XRP because you thought it was a stock in Ripple and you were hoping that the Ripple company would do well and it would go up, that would be considered. According to Alderati, the SEC will not appeal the ruling of XRP and not a security. They even apologized for that in the first place. Both Ripple and the SEC are expected to present further arguments in the coming weeks following the recent cross appeal and appeal filings. The timeline for these developments remain uncertain. It's also unclear whether the SEC intends to focus only on disputing the fines imposed on Ripple, or it will continue to challenge the broader ruling of XRP's status. Monic says, we choose to build on the XRP ledger to leverage its advanced technology to not only compete in the old banking system, but to improve the system by making payments, transfers, remittances faster, cheaper, and more efficient with Ripple's ODL, on-demand liquidity connected to our system. And here is the image that they provided here. If you would like to pause it and read over this, that is totally fine. It says here, read our white paper to review our system architecture and learn how Moneric's platform fits into the traditional financial system. Also, very positive news, Ripple launches crypto storage services for banks in bid to diversify. So as is the case with nearly everything involving Ripple, every time some great news continues to come out, the SEC tries, well, it's not even the SEC, because we saw in the beginning that the SEC board member doesn't like how they're treating the crypto market, but really Gary Gensler has some bone to pick with Ripple, and he's trying to finish it. Now, speaking of banks, this is also really crazy right here. AG Garland, he says here, by making its services convenient for criminals, it became one. Today, TD Bank became the largest bank in U.S. history to plead guilty to Banking Security Act program failures and is the first bank in history to plead guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before we get started, I want to extend my sympathy to the millions of Americans who had their lives turned upside down by Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene. I know I speak for all of us in expressing my gratitude to the first responders on the ground who are carrying out rescue missions. And I want to thank all the volunteers who are helping their neighbors get through these storms. Now to the subject of today's announcement. Today, TD Bank pled guilty to multiple felonies, including conspiring to violate the Bank Secrecy Act and commit money laundering. TD Bank has also agreed to a $1.8 billion criminal penalty. Combined with civil enforcement actions announced today by other agencies, the United States will be imposing a total of approximately $3 billion against TD Bank. TD Bank created an environment that allowed financial crime to flourish. By making its services convenient for criminals, it became one. Today, TD Bank became the largest bank in U.S. history, plead guilty to Bank Secrecy Act program failures, and the first bank in history plead guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering. This is also the largest ever penalty under the Bank Secrecy Act and the first time the Justice Department has assessed a daily fine against a bank. As part of the plea agreement, TD Bank will fundamentally restructure its corporate compliant program at its US-based bank, which is the 10th largest in the United States. The bank has also agreed to the imposition of a 3-year monitorship and a 5-year term of probation. While the bank has started its remediation, it will continue to remediate and improve its anti-money laundering compliance program to ensure that the bank operates lawfully and safely moving forward.
A $3 billion fine for TD Bank. And in other crypto news, Ryan Salam, one of the Sam Bankman-Fried's top lieutenants, he is now going straight to prison. On his Twitter profile, says here, 7.5-year prison sentence, former free man, U.S. Republican mega donor, CEO of FTX Digital Markets, Circle Trade, CPA, HK USA Bahamas, not a lawyer. And just before reporting to prison, he did an interview with Tucker Carlson where he talks about making a tremendous amount of money.
They knew we were buyers of a lot, so they would up the price very quickly. I actually begged, at one point I begged Albany to stop selling Sam real estate. But they just obviously ignored me because they were making, an insane amount of money. But a house in Albany might be worth $40 or $50 million.
40 or 50 million?
Yeah. Yeah, condos were, I think, 15 to 30 million on average.
Oh, so it's just totally fake money at this point.
Like that FTX and Alameda are spending?
Yeah, I mean, if you're spending $15 million on a condo in the Bahamas, I mean, that's just absurd. It's untethered from physical
reality. That should have been more of a red flag. I mean, I can try to justify it. There's not great justifications. We made just so much money at Alameda when I was there. I mean, we made unfathomable amounts of profit at Alameda that relative to what we'd made at the time that I was aware of, that didn't seem that crazy. In hindsight now, it's absolutely effing ridiculous, excuse me.
Yeah.
But, when you witness a company make $2 to $3 billion in profit in a year, it just didn't seem, sorry, it shouldn't have been happening. And I didn't want the company in the Bahamas in the first place. So there's that. But it didn't seem crazy that money was available to be spent.
On the basis of like, what was, if you pardon a dumb question, what was the money for? Like, what were you providing that you were making $2 billion in profit in a year?
Yeah, you were buying and selling crypto. I mean, you can look at some of the large hedge funds. What value does Ken Griffin provide?
What value does Ken Griffin provide? Well, he moves the Republican Party toward endless war. I think that's.
I just meant his business.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
just meant his business.
As far as I'm concerned, Ken Griffin provides negative value to the world.
But the trading community.
I'm sure I'll be indicted at some point for saying that, but I think
the trading community makes a lot of money, and what is the purpose of buying and selling all day long?
So for you crypto degans out there, $2 billion a year. Could you imagine making $2 billion a year? I know that's what a lot of you guys hope to do. I know a lot of you guys are out there always trying to find the next coin to trade, one to buy that's going to go up that 1000x. Well, Alameda, before FTX, they were Alameda and they were a trading company and they were just making money hand over fist, which is absolutely spectacular. Then they started buying properties, as he mentioned in the video, properties that were overvalued. They weren't even supposed to really cost that much money, but they were just, the companies were overcharging them on these houses and condos because they could, because they had so much money, they were just buying whatever for whatever price. And speaking of wanting to make money while trading, let's jump over here to the XRP charts. As we can see right now, we have met this resistance at the 10 exponential moving average. Yesterday, we got to the same level, rejected back down. Today, we've got a lot more strong presence here. We're 4 hours from the next candle starting. If we break this, the next level up will be the 200 exponential moving average, sitting at 55 cents. Then what we really need to see happen is the break above this yellow line here, the 30 exponential and the red line, the 50 exponential moving average. That's going to show some bullish momentum in these charts, which would be really nice for XRP. Surging back up, we've got right now we're using Maxwell's suite, and it's giving us this idea of where price could be. You can see an area of interest down here. This is where buyers are. It's an area of interest for purchasing. Sure enough, price got back down to that level. People started getting back into XRP, and it's starting to move up now. The next area of interest is the area of some people going to be taking profits, 65 cents. We're going to continue to monitor that level. As we've talked about a lot of times over here on my other chart that I have drawn out, the levels in orange are extremely important when it comes to XRP, and that's the 55, 65, 75 cent level, and even the 45 cent level. Hopefully, we're never going back there. But as we talked about several days ago, we were running the charts here at the beginning of the month. We noticed that XRP likes to unload a lot of its unlocked coins in the beginning of the month, and it did drop us down pretty significantly, up from 65 cents down to nearly 60 cents, traded sideways for 8 days. Now we're in the 9th day, coming back up to the upside, about to run into that 55 cent level again. What we did notice up here is that there was a potential of price going straight from there. Obviously, it didn't. It continued to drop. It filled in this fair value gap that was here, and it also came back down into this area of interest for the buyer side. Now we're starting to see this move to the upside, and we got these targets up here, 65 cents, 70 cents. This is just short term. We're hoping it continues to rise, obviously, to new all-time highs. Another coin that we've been following very closely, a competitor now to Solana, which is the SUI coin. SUI is currently sitting at $2.22 or $2.02. SUI is becoming very popular. It's all over YouTube. Everyone's talking about it. A lot of the larger YouTube creators that are in the crypto space are starting to make videos on it. I do hold some SUI now. I went ahead and got some, and I wanted to play around a little bit. So we were looking for what could be a potential Shiba Inu type of coin on SUI. And obviously this could go to zero, but right now SUI Cat, let's look at it on the daily chart, a relatively new coin. It launched on September 9th of 2024, had a nice spike, retrace back down. Today, it's having a pretty strong move to the upside. Currently, this one is sitting at a $420,000 market cap. $420,000. That's right. It's not even $1 million market cap yet. Just for fun, I did throw $25 into this. Nothing major. We'll see what happens. Always looking for a fun meme coin to make a move to the upside. You can also find them over at x.com, SuiCat at SuiCatCoin, first cat coin on Sui. As we know, lots of cat coins on other layer ones have done really well, so we'll see. Also, if you're on X, if you're not on X and you're not going through the crypto X or crypto Twitter as it used to be called, you can follow me over here, Win with Ryan at Real Win with Ryan. Also follow Bull Runners at Bull Runners on X. Now, when it comes to the XRP ledger, one of my favorite coins over here, which I do also have as well. So that would be Cryptoland. Cryptoland. Crypto is the token. Currently sitting at $42, had a recent high of $108 on July 31st. But it's not about the coin per se, it's about the actual game. You can earn, it's a play to earn game, which is really exciting. So when we go over here, we can go into the game and we can see over here the different things you can do. So I currently own a piece of land, so I can rent it out to people. It's currently active. I've got a level 1 land. I got 5 hours left, and then I can collect my earnings for people that paid me rent. I also have a miner, and this person will be mining tokens for me every day, crypto tokens. You can see I did get paid out for the day. So what's great is this one is now available again. So I'll just check back in. I'll click the box, and I'm going to click this little circle here, and I'm going to put him back to work. The net profit, I'm going to earn 0.24 crypto coins from this guy going to work for me. So once he's done with his work for the day, I'll be able to go into the bank and I'll be able to see my eCrypto balance going up. eCrypto can be then converted over into XRP. So just another fun way of earning crypto while playing a game. If you're interested in checking that out, there's a link down in the description below, the very first one there, bullrunners.com/Cryptoland. And then it has all the details for you if you want to come learn more about the game.